Welcome. Hello, is everything working? All right. We'll keep my eyes on everything. Hello, everybody. You're so beautiful and you're so wonderful. Thank you for being here. Allow us to reintroduce ourselves because some things have changed since you last watched Midnight Rush. Darkness Eternal was the name of our 2023 World of Darkness universe on Bad House RPG. For our post-Midnight Rush releases, we are rebranding to Twilight Vigil. On our YouTube channel, we have 3 Midnight Rush and Darkness Eternal epilogues that are calling your name directly right after this stream. But for today, we introduce the premiere of Eternity in Jersey City, our first full-length series as Twilight Vigil. 10 episodes of your blasphemous pleasure. Meet us after the break for some Bad House announcements. From the Mulan Rogue, a reroll for Vin already. We'll get into the rewards in a second. Content warnings. First and foremost, this is gonna be a bit of a scary story. Our usual content warnings for this show can be found by the Twitch command !EJCCW. Cast command is !EJCcast, and a little summary of the show can be found at !EJC. Our content warnings for this show: Catholic Christian blasphemy, Christian trauma, intense body horror, intense gore, intense depictions of blood, cannibalism, forced drowning, mind control and manipulation, being buried alive, and other such dark themes. Today, we will also be adding on car accidents, restraining, torture, and orgies. Viewer discretion is heavily advised. Do take care. I'm only going to be warning about Christian blasphemy once, because the entire premise of this show is fuck Christianity. As an acknowledgement of the overusage of Christian themes in TTRPG, even blaspheming against, we are contributing. We will be making sure that the verbiage of religious trauma is never used, as we specifically mean the trauma that the institutions of Christianity have violently brought upon. So rewards. Rewards are back. If you go to the lovely command !tip or go to our channel points, you will find our Streamlabs tip link. $10 or 1,000 bits allows a vampire of your choice to give a free willpower roll, essentially, which is up to 3 non-hunger dice. $20 or 2,000 bits allows a vampire of your choice to rewrite time and experience a flashback, which is that good old City of Mist feature that we are bringing back. My name is Josephine, and you can find me at Scary Dog Friend on socials, and I will be your storyteller and your alchemist empress of New Jersey. I'm gonna pass it off to Benar.
Hi everyone, I'm Benar, they, them, sassy lich everywhere, and I'm playing Sal, he, him, and I am going to pass it off to Vin.
Oh my gosh, hi! I'm Vin at VinVoxVA on all the socials except Blue Sky. That's VinVox.com, and it's also my website. Isn't that crazy? And tonight I'll be playing Candy, she, her, and I'm gonna pass it to, oh my gosh, Kendo!
Oh my god, thank you. Hello everybody, my name is Kendrick or Kendo, whichever you prefer. And tonight, and every Thursday for the foreseeable future, unless someone kills me, I'm playing King, he, him. And I'm gonna pass it on off to the skid mark itself, Wes.
My name's Wes Franks. My pronouns are they, them. You can find me everywhere at carrion-comfort.com or just carrion-comfort. I don't know. Have fun with it. And I am going to be portraying the Nosferatu and to tribute Carbon. Pronouns he/it.
Where we leave off in the universe of Darkness Eternal, and into Twilight Vigil. A prominent member of the Asian Duskborn has recently had his funeral. Months before that, even a New York City-based hunter cell turns neutral to destroy the pharmaceutical venture face behind a job app called Cleaner, which sought to use the labor and bodies of freshly turned Duskborn to create a Philosopher's Stone. The werewolves, mages, changelings, and wraiths alike stir with the souls of the affected. Some of them breathe in, and some of them breathe out. But we don't breathe together here. We get buried together here. Our last breath is the thing that leaves us all together. We are one. Except for King. King, you in your little, well, not to say modest, not to say so humble, but your abode of Princeton, New Jersey. Where do we find ourselves right now? Could you describe it to us?
Right now, we are in the dark basement. It's a storeroom of sorts. Beneath one of King's many establishments. This particular one is the castle. It's a pretty modern joint, you know? Music's bumping, people having a great time. Well, people and Canaanites, of course. And we're down here in the storeroom. Because someone is slipping.
Before you, tied in a chair, restrained, not just with ropes, but with locks, is Marcus, one of your packmates, one who you oversaw. You saw the life drained from him. You were the very one to take that away from him. And here he is, ungrateful and beaten. But with this beating is a kiss itself. All around Marcus are the other packmates, your regional managers to your many other wonderful affluential restaurants, clubs, bars, and such. But they're all either as you've told them to do or as they naturally, inherently do. They're all kneeling all around Marcus as all the blood sort of pools all around him. Somehow, when the very blood that came from your body, that came from the thousands of other people that he killed, pours on the floor, feeling hungry of your own filth and self-harm, it's just so... Well, I ask you, King, what is the image? What does it evoke? What are you feeling right now?
A steak feels like a simple thing. It feels like something that you can just do, right? You can make mistakes. You can keep making mistakes. And that's fine, you know? As long as it's not a big mistake. But that's the thing. You don't get to choose when something's a big mistake. And so I think they need to understand that every mistake should have the same exact weight. every slip up, every person you talk to that you shouldn't, every person who saw you do something that they shouldn't, even the casual boasting of something that you have done that you shouldn't in front of people who shouldn't hear. That shit's catastrophic. It's not pebbles in a lake. Nah. Each mistake is a nuke, just waiting. And I think they need to get that.
What have you asked the other 3 packmates who, just before all of this, were wrapping up their jobs at, again, these affluential restaurants and clubs and things like that? They were people wearing suits and ties before, but now they're all kneeling down in front of you. What did you ask them? What did you demand them to do to Marcus before you got here? What are the instruments in their hands?
There's one thing about Marcus. Nigga loves getting a pedicure, manicure. He loves having his nails all done up, nice and clean after a kill. So let's see how he does without them, you know? No need to clean what isn't there, if you know what I mean. And so, across the floor, his pretty little nails lying there, bloody. I think, you know, it would be cruel, I think, to leave him without something, you know? Without something to really dig into a meal. So we'll give him new kinds of nails, you know? Something that'll really screw him.
Diana comes to your side. She doesn't get off of the floor. She doesn't stop kneeling. And in her hands, this isn't something that you've asked, but Diana, she's always been like that. She's always one step ahead, even if you've had to set an example of her every now and then for being a fucking show-off, is just designer diamonds. And how they are shaped specifically. Almost like doll pieces, but jagged. Almost exactly where a beautiful new set of toes should go. And she just doesn't say anything. No one says anything. They just wait. And if they could breathe, if they could slobber, if they could come, all of them would. But especially Diana.
I get close to her, as if whispering in her ear. Go on. Do it.
Can I share? Looking at the rest of these lowly regional managers.
You all should share everything.
We should share when, and Diana gingerly places the designer diamonds onto the floor in front of Marcus, who is beginning to blink blurrily, staring up. Wait, what are you doing? Diana continues. We should all share when we decide to tell other people things, Marcus. It's always been like that. We were born together. And this is what you do to King. Our King. And almost as if putting a glass slipper on, Diana puts in the jagged diamond knife of a toe inside of skin, inside of blood and bone, that maybe a well-rested Marcus would flinch at, but no, this is a scream. This is something that sends shivers down the spine, kind of scream, one of true torture. But she just slowly puts it in. She doesn't rush. She doesn't rush. And then Walter and Rochelle all around in places that aren't where toes go, where aren't toenails go. They just decide to take the diamond knives and stick them slowly in other places. And King, what are your last words, last actions?
Watch as they all writhe in the shared sensation, right at the edge of understanding. And as they're all one in this moment, feeling each other, feeling everything, I walk slowly over to Marcus, right behind him, watching as all the others feel as he feels and feels as they feel, and I slowly bring my hand to his shoulders, massaging just right there, right by the neck, feeling and watching as they all feel and watch, and I bring my hands around his neck, tenderly, in the way they wanted. And I squeeze, watching as they all feel. And tighter, and tighter, and tighter. Until it feels like I can't get any tighter without separating spinal cords and bone. And then I do.
Marcus like a doll. His head lolls, rolls, not entirely separated. No one breathes, but they do slump back in the bliss of it all, in the sharing of it all. And you get a phone call.
Fine, I gotta take this. And I walk over their slowly falling bodies as they twixt in ecstasy in a way that I was just denied. But I'll answer.
Hey! The annoyingly chipper voice of who you know to be the Chancellor of Concord. Or, in other words, in other terms, the Bishop of Princeton, George Holmes. A corrupt doctor who is he has taken you under his wing all these years, all this time. So, I'm gonna assume you didn't just forget about the party. It's not happening yet. But just so you remember.
I remembered about the party, and I was planning on going.
Yeah. Just the thing about that
Yeah.
Why don't you take your time?
What is that? What do you want me to go or not?
I want you to go. I want you to go. I want you to go. I want you to get there late. Get there last. And make sure of it.
What the fuck are you trying to get me into?
The best promotion that I could possibly get you ever. Even out of Princeton, out of Concord.
You would let me leave Concord? It's
Well,
gotta be bad.
It's probably
conditions.
It's gonna take maybe a couple weeks. Who knows? Who knows, really?
Okay. Fine, I'll be late. And turns to look back at his pack. I was busy anyway, so I'll finish what I was doing here, then I head over.
Late?
Yes, late.
Okay.
Now this isn't going to get me in trouble, right? Like showing up late isn't going to be like, because if I show up late and motherfuckers are mad at me because I showed up late and it like puts shit off, I'm blaming you.
Everyone's gonna be mad at you, but it's gonna be good. Just trust me. I'm hanging up. And he doesn't hang up quite yet.
Are you going to wait for me to say something before you hang up?
Hangs up.
Motherfucker. Fine. I want to find someone to fuck, and then I go upstairs.
Excellent. We move over now from whatever amount of serenity this is supposed to be to this monster, to these monsters. We move over now to the highway of Paterson, New Jersey, or even just more so, the general surrounding area of it. It certainly started somewhere. But Carbon, you have a job to do. What does it look like? What does it feel like as you and your pack are tearing down in a couple of cars with a couple of melting bags, garbage bags in your back seats? And there are blaring red and blue lights and a bunch of kind of random black limousines with entirely filled with men who speak Italian. It must mean nothing. But what is the feeling?
There's pure focus through the eyes of Carbon. Focus on the lane, the lines. This car is being pushed to the limit. It's not meant to last. Everybody else in the pack, Kelly, the rest of them, they're what's carrying the good stuff. I have a specific job to do. I go ahead and I downshift, pull over to the far right lane. Of course, the Italians keep going. The police, though, they can't help but have a wounded animal. A slow one makes their job easier. Carbon looks over to the seat, the passenger seat in this 2003 Ford Focus. You see, I really appreciate what you've done for us. It's very generous of the information you provided. You're a very kind person. There are moths that are flittering around the overhead light. They're touching down on the person in the passenger seat, which is a security guard that has been duct taped hand and mouth. He has a head wound. He has been bitten. I want to tell you something right now. Because you helped. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Let it out.
Just a scream through duct tape. The feeling of sweat and the residue of the adhesive just drooling down this old white guy's face and down his neck, mixing in with all of the blood and whatever else was going on as he was fed on.
Do you know what happened to Dale Earnhardt at the Daytona 500, friend? Turn 4. Going a little bit too fast. He hit the corner of Marlon's car, lost control, hit a retaining wall, blew up in the air. Now that car was about half the size and weight of this one. You'd be surprised. NASCAR stock cars are just aluminum frames. They crumple easily. That's what the helmets are for. And the prayers.
Sliding down from the top, whether or not there was supposed to be any kind of sunroof situation, perhaps it's just a gaping hole through the top of the car, slides down one of the slimier pack mates that you have, Loot. This Nosferatu doesn't quite cover the scars. In fact, is a diagonal split of it, only halfway through one eye, is just burns, acid. The nose flared up with all sorts of experiments where one shouldn't be holding things too close to their face as they smell them, that sort of thing. But he slides down, sort of this all rib cage protruding through elastic skin, just caresses the top head of the security guard, and the grip of his fingers, long fingernails and everything, just long tongue goes over the duct tape going around the hair of the security guard. I'm pretty sure we're not in charge of the vessels, but I think we can maybe keep this one.
You think so? You see some worth out of, well, Droopy the dog here?
I mean, the Droopy the dog thing is the entire appeal. Just imagine being strung upside down like this.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see how tough he is. How's that sound, friend? Sounds really good. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rip back on this e-brake, okay? What I've done is I have attached a harness to myself that's going to keep me fastened in this seat. I'm not going anywhere. You have on a basic seatbelt. Go ahead, Luke, make sure he's tied up tight. We're going to go ahead and get rid of the tail loot. If your friend here survives, we'll bring him along. You can have as much fun as you want with him. How's that sound, buddy?
You know he's gonna die.
That's the important part. And you're going to see Carbon go ahead and is going to turn on a GoPro that's on the dashboard, is going to grab a race helmet and puts it on, and there's a GoPro pointed there. Then also you'll see that there's also another camera on one shoulder and on the other shoulder as well. There's also different ones in the car. I want to see exactly what happens and how many rolls we can get, okay? Last record was 12. Lucky number 13, Luke. You think we can do it?
I think you can do it, but I better head out of here. You know what Mommy Letty is gonna say if there's one less of us.
No worries. Fine. It's always fine.
Loot just lets out what could only be jaundiced corpse air and just crawls out from the top of the car, presumably somehow landing on the other cars that are provided for this particular high-speed chase, as there is a glint in the rearview mirror here, and you're seeing the other cars behind you, and you're seeing Kelly and some of the others just marveling and holding at what you've stolen exactly. The heart, or the many hearts that would have gone to a many Italian mobster's dying relative. But no, snacks. Carbon.
I'm gonna go ahead and lean and pull the tarp off of the stuff that was in the back. You'll see that it was Ziploc bags of petroleum jelly, nitroglycerin, a lot of like anarchist cookbook kind of home chemistry, and is gonna go ahead and light a fuse that looks like it came from a bunch of fireworks, and is gonna look at the guy and say, "It's a trial by fire, friend. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. What about you?" And then I'm just going to go ahead and rip the e-brake, and I'm just going to hold myself like that and see what happens. Let Jesus take the wheel.
And I will allow you this moment to narrate, to dictate as Jesus foretold. Ripping down a highway in New Jersey. What are the loops? What are the death traps? What is the blood? And what is the outcome, Carbon?
It being a forward wheel drive car, you hit the e-brake and the front two wheels immediately stop, which makes the front end buck up. The police vehicle, some of Patterson's finest, immediately rams into the engine block, which sends that rocketing down the highway, pitching forth over and over like a barrel in a storm. The rear of the car in the trunk catches on fire. It rolls over one time, but the police car hits it again and gets it in such an angle that when it catches the front end of it, it gets it into a perfect pitch at a 45-degree angle, which gets it to begin rolling. It is turned into a tumbleweed of gnashed metal and flame as the rest of the cars start crashing into each other because there is a divider wall that's dividing one side of the highway from the other. Police cars ramp up on each other. A couple of those dark SUVs collide into them. There's other cars that are involved in the crash as well. The Ford Focus keeps turning over and over, the man screaming as the duct tape has been ripped off, as there is petroleum jelly that is spinning all around the inside of it. We get several shots from the GoPro's angle that sees it from a diagonal shot as well. You're just getting every angle, every possible shot. There should be no surface that is not able to be studied. And then, as there is pitch and everything, this chemical pitch that is getting on our dear friend Carbon's clothes, Carbon's going to go ahead and hit another handle that has been aftermarket put inside the rear of the seat, which goes ahead and releases it, which at this perfect moment, hopefully, if the calculations are correct, would launch Carbon in the seat out of the front windshield just enough to skid off into the side, in which I'll activate Fortitude so that I just become a cannonball that just pitches across the highway and embeds myself into an embankment safely as carnage erupts on the highway, allowing the rest of the pack to get away.
What is left of the security man is his scraped skull and duct tape residue, teeth, nose receded inside of his face. He is gone to hell, to heaven, wherever, whoever decides where he belongs. And you have the footage, and you'll be able to marvel at it as soon as you answer this telephone call. You're muted.
Apologies. Carbon.
Hi, baby.
Hello.
How was your little trip? Did you get everything that you needed?
Yes. Everything's acquired. Kelly and the rest of the gang will be driving it to the drop-off point soon. I had a bit of an incident.
Everyone made it, right? You're okay?
Oh, yes, everybody made it. I'll just, I'll need a AAA assistance, roadside, highway, that sort of thing.
You'll get everything you need. I'm just glad that everyone came out okay. Okay, well, you know what day it is. So, don't come too late. I know you had a big important job and it was a last minute sort of situation, and I'm sorry. Can you wear something nice?
I can see if I can put something together.
That's all that I love to hear. I'll see you later.
Goodbye.
From the pitch and all the smoke and all of the dead bodies, we move over now to the Jersey Shore. Candy, you are in the marquee. Your glorious nightclub, your strip club, whatever you really like it for it to be, depending on the day. The hyper pop, the neon, the screaming fans at any which way, and you are constantly recording. At this very moment, the sort of setup here is what appears to be varying members of people, varying sorts of Americans, in all states of varying inebriation, undress. There are what appear to be just tourists and people who certainly have deeper, darker, more storied scars than the usual person. Candy, as you are, perhaps maybe you've been sitting here for however many boring minutes, allowing your pack to just sort of show you a couple more people cycle in through another foggy haze of whatever smoke is in this room. What are you thinking? Who has promise?
Promise is a very interesting word. Promise would insinuate that I'm interested. I'm not. I'm kind of just doing a job, so I'm picking out what's sanguine, what's caloric. The other two, I couldn't give a fuck. As long as they're interesting and flexible, it's good enough for me.
What is your recording situation? What is the streaming setup like right now?
It's pretty straightforward. You got a couple of like cameras in different like styles and ages, so you can have like your varied either high 4K, or if you want some gritty 90s bullshit that you can pay for more. If you want not necessarily like a Hollywood studio, maybe at best some like amateur porn.
There are a few of those storied scars on a couple of these people. There is a man with like tattoos covering every single inch of his body, including where he has showed you the black hole of his asshole, where he has tattooed a brilliant solar system. And what seems to be his girlfriend or something, that he keeps talking about her rather than addressing her, who seems to be dressed in just more of that classic, really trying very hard to meet the vibe in the white hair and the white baby blue nightie. Not an inch of her is covered in a tattoo. But she has those natural lips, we'll say. She is done up to a degree that is interesting for you to think about sometimes. How much of her was she born with? And how much of that how much of her body just lets that stay inside of her? And the silicone doesn't just ooze out if there isn't an amount of magic to hold the blood in place. But the two of them are extremely interested in whatever this audition is supposed to be. No one has exactly said anything, but the man, we'll say, he crawls over to you, and one of your packmates, Julie, just sort of goes, "Oh, no," and very condescendingly kind of gestures and addresses him as the dog that he is. But he just sort of gestures in, at this point, of frustration. I've been, I've done everything. I've done every single thing for hours. I've been here. And, what are we doing here for? If, no one's fucking me, you're not letting me fuck you.
You've done everything?
I've shown you the inside of my colon.
Yes, and it was very interesting. I really did like that part. But I guess, if there's something, any other tricks you could do. Just kind of like trails in the air for a second, then eyes kind of paraglide from the side and down and forth and narrows at his toy. I guess there's one thing you can do, and we'll call it flying colors. How about that?
Anything, obviously.
Okay, puppy. I want you to take those really pretty canines and rip her throat
out. What? That's
Did
my
I stutter.
That's my girl.
And now she's your meal? I don't know. Do you not want this?
What was this supposed to be?
The opportunity of a lifetime, which you clearly don't want because you haven't done it already. So we're done here.
Just wait. Hang on. The girl looks up with some amount of concern. She didn't speak, you realize, this entire time, and she just like, well, wait. What about me?
I guess that is a good question. Ditto. I guess whoever lives moves on. Go on. Fight for it. It'll be fun.
Are weapons on the table?
Your mouths, clearly.
You've seen what he's been doing this entire time. He could take me down. I don't get a little advantage.
Then I guess you start. Just, I don't know. Bare your neck. Make it easier for him. Clearly you've given up. You don't believe in yourself. Why should I?
And she just looks around. She didn't know, there was no specific answer, and you're seeing the cogs in her mind just sort of turn and see what is around exactly. That isn't the streaming equipment, interestingly. That isn't anything that could be a part of you. She doesn't lunge for you, but she just sees opportunity. You do that for people, Candy. For years. For centuries. You've allowed people to see what is truly inside of them. That ambition. That opportunity. And realizing how strung out the completely tattooed man is, he just flounders and he just looks up at her. Baby, obviously, we're not gonna... And then as soon as he turns around, the baby doll, the dress, the white hair, she swings down on him on one of your club metal chairs. And she just has to count on every stumble, every clumsy move that he has, and she ends up bearing down on one of his ankles. And a sick crack, and the metal just distributing all around the floor, ringing and vibrating, just goes all around, and Candy, it just sounds like music. You remember those days, and you remember the cheering and the applause all around you. The violin. The cello. But your mind comes back to you, and it's just this beautiful sight of the baby doll drenched and splattered in the blood of whatever this man thing was this entire time, not fit to be a vessel. And there's so much more for her to experience, and you just wonder what the blood will hold up once she's hanging upside down and still alive. And she just drops the metal chair. Well,
See what happens when you believe in yourself? That was amazing.
so I can move on. I can be a big star.
Absolutely. Fuck a star. You're a galaxy, baby.
Okay. When can I go home? I don't want to be ungrateful or anything like that, but it's just been hours. Like, we waited until it got really dark outside, and he was my ride.
It's okay. Actually, we'll take you back. Sets for maybe a few more hours. We're getting started right away, dear.
Okay. Can I get changed? You got anything?
Sure. Someone get you dressed up, and like she snaps a finger to someone like an assistant or a PA to like take her back, get her hosed down.
And as one of the PAs immediately brings in this entire rack of clothing and costumes and tools, we make our way back to Patterson, actually. Sal. You're staking out, but how seriously are you taking this? What did you bring with you?
I don't need to bring anything. I've got my hands.
You're hearing a hilariously loud radio from what seems to only be about 5 people. You're sort of seeing their shadows flicker on the lights of the many electronic and lidded things. Yeah, I think at the very least we'll be able to stake out and at least get this one down. I know, it was just the 5 of us, and I think we're really gonna get the Jersey Devil this time. As you're listening to this ridiculousness, it's not even the Pine Barrens, it's fucking Patterson. How seriously, or not seriously, did you take this? What are you wearing right now, also?
Usual. Some boots. Good for running. I usually don't need to, but I don't need anything else. These are a bunch of kids. I mean, that doesn't save them. They still need to die, but this is an evening. This is half an evening. I'm not too worried about it.
But it is interesting because you do see them outfitted a decent amount. They would certainly become a problem to those who carry packmates, those who have what seems to be, regional managers, production assistants, crazy roadrunners, things like that. You are alone. And you've been alone, Sal. You hear one of them just sort of that anxiety, that step, just sort of crunching against what seems to be the dust of this warehouse. Does anybody feel anything, hear anything right now? I don't know what you're talking about, man. We're gonna probably be up until the sun rises a little bit, right? We just gotta see what's going on. I don't know, man. I'm gonna just check out over here. One of them begins his trek down the corner, down the hallway, where he'll eventually find you, or you greet him warmly, Sal. How does that happen?
First one's always got to be quiet. I mean, I could take them all at once, but that seems a little unprofessional. He'll get to see me first, though. Quick grab of the neck. And a snap. And let him drop. Out of sight, for now. Then it's showtime.
His body drops. The radio goes quiet, and there's just a... Chuck? If you needed to go take a shit in the warehouse, you could have just said that, I guess. And there is a rustling of men with their big man boots and their somehow incendiary guns and stakes and things like that as they begin to make their way out into the hallway. One pulls up a flashlight, some guiding light for them, and it just squares in on your face. What do they see?
The flash of an animal's eyes And then nothing. Because I'm moving out of the light and towards them. They've got weapons. This is going to be fun.
The first body, Sal. What does it take? What does it look like? In the dark.
The first one... Well, this is the second one. So I can get a little creative. They all know I'm here. They all think that they're big tough hunters. Might as well give him a chance. I let him get his gun on me. Pull it down. Hit him up in the nose with it. Like, I'm also a hunter. I've been one. And then I just keep hitting while he's down. I toss it aside. The next one, a stake. Through the neck. I want to taste this one, but I don't think I have time. The third... Well, there's still that gun on the floor. And I wonder if it's ever been fired. It probably hasn't. These poor dumb fucks. So I might as well light up the warehouse.
The echo of everything finally finishing, the dust and the blood splattering all around. You can't help but notice the green faces of all of these guys pulling up their masks. Almost reminds you of a certain Carbon. But putting that aside, you go through or notice their books and all of the literature that they seem to be carrying with them. Ghost stories, vampires are real, according to the one forum that told them to come here. Whoever outfitted them with these particular tools, particular motherfuckers with a particular amount of money. Death traps, perhaps. You just have to wonder. You kind of slide your hand over some of the dusty paper, some of the notes. Maybe they've been staking out here for a second. One of them is just printed out forums. In all lowercase writing from the, vampire user, wish that were me, something along those lines. Something catches your eye, and there's a particular note. There's a considerable amount of people going through the tunnels these days, and it seems like they're going way further. I know that Hudson's right there, and all of the connecting rivers and tunnels from New York to Jersey City, but is anybody else hearing things when they're walking past storm grates these days? And there is corroborating. I'm seeing groups of people go down there. Some of them aren't smart enough to think about what it means to to drive across the river, to get their vehicles noticed by toll booths. What do you do with this information, Sal? Do you leave it here? Do you pick anything up? Pick any tools up?
Take a couple of the pages from the forum. This is the only way I could ever see a forum anyway, without a lot of trouble. And fold it up and I put it in my pocket because this much movement usually means a shift in power, so to speak. And that might mean it's time to change sides again. I'm gonna be keeping a lookout.
Changing sides, New York City, going through those tunnels. Of course, it just has to remind you of Annie. It has to remind you of dark rooms, the soft clinking of wood or glass or marble or whatever she decided that day. The pieces of a chessboard. Whenever you walk by people playing chess outside, those old folks near those churches, what's the first instinct when you see that grid pattern, Sal?
It's to stop. If I see it or hear it. Because I'm expecting to see her sitting there, waiting for me. She never is.
With all the blood around you and sort of that annoying new thing. By new, it's been a couple years at this point, but that salivating that suddenly catches you, seeing the blood of all these fresh faces all around you. There's that voice. And it makes you hear her from time to time when you're hungry. The thing that reminds you what it is you are here to do, to exist, to live off of. And it's just her sweet voice. Sal, you've left a pretty big mess, haven't you?
Oh, so. He kicks one of the bodies, like he's making sure it's dead. It doesn't have a head.
You don't have to pretend that you're too good for blood when you see it.
I'm fine. I'm busy. I have shit to do.
You always have things to do. And the most important thing you could be doing for me at any time is making sure that you're eating, that you're well, and that you're strong and useful. Right?
I don't answer to you anymore. You made sure of that.
The voice recedes. There isn't a phone call for you, Sal, and there aren't packmates surrounding you. There isn't anyone. But maybe you have a good sense of time, just in general, and you know it's time. It's time to head to Jersey City. Because it's time for a blood feast tonight. We're gonna go ahead and take our first break. Thank you all sitting around for this crazy, crazy premiere. But we'll be right back and we will be having that blood orgy. So stick around. We'll be back in 10-15 and we'll also have some announcements for you. See you soon. Hello and welcome back from the break. Some Bad House announcements. Thank you so much to our rewarders, whatever, people who have been putting in those channel bits to give everyone but Binar a reroll. So if you want to go ahead and maybe get Binar a reroll so we can make this a sharing is caring situation, that'd be beautiful. But regardless, Once again, as I said from the beginning, Twilight Vigil has some epilogue series up, some pre-recorded beautiful little bits from the post series of Midnight Rush. The first episode was Midnight Ride to Boston, which housed our beautiful Ambrose from Midnight Rush, and also Latia, as well as Maisie, going through an extremely tumultuous sibling situation, and the wonderfully manipulative Ramona Black. Our second episode is Goodnight Sweet Prince, which actually shows the death of Jethro Alagan from wonderful Itoan by Night legacy. And episode 3 is Wolves in the City, which has some returning Embers of Rage folks, and a wonderful Kit Ira from one of our guests for the end cap of Midnight Rush, who is playing a wonderful blooming witch. Make sure to definitely check out those epilogues if you want some more of Bad House RPG in universe, in lore content. Also, Bad House RPG is slowly but surely doing a review sort of talk show sort of series called Kids on the Stoop. Our first episode of that was me and Fabian talking about In Memoriam, which is talking about the new Ancillary rules. It just so happened that when we were in production for Eternity in Jersey City, every single book fucking came out. So we're slow, okay? The second episode of Kids on the Stoop, though, will have Kendo, and that will just be something that you will have to wait around and subscribe to our Bad House RPG YouTube channel for. Please and thank you. Getting right back into it, folks. The trek to Jersey City from the many municipalities, townships, and cities proper of New Jersey. All of you begin to make your trek. Although Sal and Carbon, the two of you are actually from the same, again, church, or rather, the home of vultures. You make your way separately. Candy of the church, or the Club of Rapture from Atlantic City. You make your way glamorously. And King, you'll be making your way there last. The trek and the appearance, as always, when the Empress of New Jersey, the Archbishop, or what she really wants to be called, again, the Empress. The Ark of Eternity is a church of primarily Duskborn. They house their art installments, create their forgeries, and become backdoor alchemists and surgeons overnight. What would appear to be a usual warehouse rager hides the complex architecture of what is actually almost castle-like rooms and paintings and portraits as you get further deeper into the underground. Although Ark of Eternity, the members of this place, of this church, prefer to travel. They don't want to be in one place over the other. There are some art district proper places that within Jersey City that some of these pop-ups, some of these warehouse raves might take place, but you know that there is a greater purpose for tonight. The Blood Feast. Again, there wasn't any particular promotion, any particular reason to celebrate that is supposed to happen, but you were all called upon by your director, your chancellor, and your idolatress to come here with certain responsibilities besides Sal, for whatever reason. Well, Sal taking down a cell by himself is no simple feat for one man to do with just his hands. But Candy, we'll say you roll in with the vessels first. How do you dress them?
That is a good question. I think they're like runway ready in like various evening gowns and suits and such. Of course, being led by another personal assistant because fuck no, she's not doing that.
Carbon, you make your way with the snacks. There are some of your race car junkies and other people who are alongside the Ark of Eternity who begin to handle the organs. Sal, I think as you are making your way in, unfortunately, the director of Vultures, Leticia de la Cruz, a 4'11" Puerto Rican auntie by all definitions, comes in with beautifully scrunched, moussed up hair. She has blonde highlights that are new. And in a beautiful red form-fitting dress, she just sort of latches onto your arm right next to you as you come in. Did you dress up? Did you change to look a little more presentable whatsoever?
I made sure I wasn't covered in blood.
She looks down at you and just sort of has to auntie stare and just goes, well, you at the very least did that for me.
Of course, Miss Letty.
How are you? How were things? Was it easy? Was it okay?
It was nothing. They were a bunch of kids. They didn't know what they were doing. Pretty well outfitted, but they didn't know how to handle it. How are you? What is this?
Our first roll today, no pressure. We'll say only difficulty 2 here. If you could roll with a dice pool of wits and insight, please.
All right, that is gonna be real, not my strong suit. At all.
Sometimes 2 is a lot to ask for, and I realize.
Yeah. No. No. None.
There is an indiscernible look over her face. Perhaps you'll get a general feeling that a lot is on her mind, but you have a feeling she's the director of the Vultures. She is the person who takes care of all of the death certificates in New Jersey because this is a Sabbat infestation, people, and it has been this way for many years at this point. All rule under the Empress of New Jersey requires there to be a death certificate for each Sabbat member. Some people have been able to fly under the radar, but not you. Not Carbon. Certainly not her. Yeah, I'm just on the bureaucracy side of things, and it's just so exciting to hear whatever you and Carbon are up to. Hey, whatever end result ends up happening, whoever gets this great celebration, in my heart, it'll really be for you, okay?
Real sweet, Miss Letty. It's real sweet.
I'll let you go, okay? Go mingle. It looks like the hunt hasn't started yet, so don't get too hungry. But Carbon did bring snacks.
Of course they did. Of course. You don't get in too much trouble, okay?
Oh, I never do. I never do.
I'll wander off as commanded by Miss Letty.
All around you are the masked and glamorous faces and put upon nature of some of the council, the advisory council of the Ark of Eternity, of the Empress, who hasn't made an appearance quite yet, but you do see almost in Sal's perspective, you see the huntsman, who is a 6'7" foot tall woman with a high ponytail coming out of what seems to be an entirely red leather or latex rather mask. There is a bit of a there's just a modest tube for what is breathing, but she carries a large medieval glaive to her side. What makes it even worse for for whomever it makes worse, she's wearing 4 to 6 inch tall heels as well. The huntsman of eternity. Candy, you see the masked face, less intense, less of that leather look. Almost reminds you of, you learned that the baby doll woman, her name was Nancy. Almost is a similar silhouette there, but almost as if a 21-year-old has just wandered into this great blood feast, or rather what will become the floors of the blood orgy. This person with what seems to be a wooden mask, one that is smiling. They seem to have like fairy-like wings and like almost a fairy dress, almost as if this is a Halloween party type of costume. But you do know that to be Tooth Fairy, who has many a necklace of tooth, from monsters, from animal, from human, some smaller teeth than really anyone would like to think about. Just sort of hopping around, flitting around, offering people blood bags and things like that, but not saying anything. Huntsman also not saying anything. And Carbon, your eyes are on Coin Purse, a long, dark-haired man wearing what seems to be like a brilliant, like blue cerulean suit. There's a bit of a similarity with what Huntsman is wearing, but by no means anywhere near as tall as she is, 5'8" or so, wearing just more of a, honestly, like sunglasses and just black surgical mask, a little bit more toned down, and writing on something like a iPad or digital tablet of sorts. This is Coin Purse, the 3 advisory council of the Empress, and yet again, she has not specifically shown herself. Sal and Candy, the 2 of you lock eyes. How long has it been since you have been in the same building, breathing air, vicinity from each other?
I mean, it's been a pretty decade and a half, maybe more. Maybe I'm dreaming of more.
Be kinder if it was more. You look well.
And you look horrible.
Wow. You know, that
I'm just saying.
beautiful little sharp tongue of yours hasn't changed, huh?
I try. And where's your burnt puppy?
Excuse you.
I'm sorry.
He's
did it have
at
a name?
least a dog. Yeah. He's at least a dog. Come on now.
Oh, I'm sorry for not showing respect. I'll give it when I see it.
Ah, you've never seen it. What are you doing here? There's not enough paparazzi.
Oh, we could make a scene.
Oh, you want to? For old time's sake.
Wouldn't it be nice?
Be so nice, but... You know... I don't think Miss Letty would like that, and I'm trying to be... You know... on my best behavior. At least until we find out what this is. So, it gets a little boring. Maybe I could duke it out in the parking lot or something.
Oh, I look forward to it. Anyway, you have fun being you. I'm still trying to figure that face out. You should have been embraced sooner.
Really?
Yes, that's
Are
why
you
I said
gonna
it.
do it?
No.
I think so.
Carbon. Make a wits and awareness for me, please. Difficulty 3.
That's 3 successes.
There is a short blonde woman with a almost green-black veil over her hair, just watching over you, and right next to her is a taller blonde man with an arm tattoo, kind of mean-mugging you. But what it also seems to be just a general direction, looking over, flitting eyes over at Candy and Sal at the same time. They're both just watching.
I'm just going to make my way. Just walk forward. I've changed into a pair of black denim jeans, motorcycle boots. There's a button-down striped shirt of orange and blue. I'm wearing the same jacket from before. Same fire-retardant mask. And I just move into the frame as Sal and Candy are talking, and I just look at the blonde gentleman with wide eyes.
Roll a... It's gonna be a roll to recall here. That can be intelligence and etiquette, politics, something that you like with intelligence. To specifically see if you can remember who these people are.
Two successes.
You can't remember names, but you do know their designation. These two are only the few-month-old newbies from the Church of Baal who were picked up from swimming across the Hudson River. You could have sworn maybe they were smaller in aura, they were smaller and you don't know, in some way, but they have a newfound sense of confidence and power. Almost more of a scary, oppressive aura than maybe you do. The woman's name is Pauline. The man speaks up, kind of laughs with, like, you know, that type of arm tuck where you, like, make the forearms look a little bit bigger. Got something on my face?
Not yet.
Pauline, in her green-black veil, doesn't make a sound or step in, but she does smile. Then looks you up and down. Gaudy.
I'm so fucking handsome compared to you. And you see little moths are collecting around Karma's head. They're gathering around the lights inside here.
Pauline speaks up again. I think we're gonna be friends.
I like friends.
The grand door opens, and there seems to be late, not king quite yet, but what seems to be an entirely covered in almost a monastic robe person, just sort of hurrying down the stairs. And behind them is, let me recall the verbiage, the monk of perdition, Kim Dagon, or just Dagon, just sort of hurrying down the stairs with this entirely robed person. But then, hiding from the shadows or hiding in more of plain sight, the brilliant king steps down last. King, what are you wearing?
Nothing too special. Nothing too fancy. It's a party, but no need to go showing off. So it's just a nice, simple, long sleeve, button down shirt, rolled up at the sleeves over the elbows, sleek black slacks, dress shoes, and just for fun, a crucifix hanging around a gold chain. And who cares if we're inside? I can see in the dark anyway. So let's throw on some sunglasses just to allow my eyes to wander where they need to.
King, you are hurriedly greeted by the other member of the College of Concord, Akihiro, a Japanese man with slicked back black hair, a suit that is attempting gaudy but also stylish and designer at the same time, but his anxiety wears it badly on his lanky body. He just sort of rushes up to your side, drinking what seems to be a beautiful glass of some kind of sweet-smelling blood, with a nervous chuckle. Were we not supposed to be coming in together, making a fucking entrance together?
Was that what was supposed to happen? I don't remember being told that. If someone told you that, I am sorry to hear that.
No, this is just great. It's just...
We're good. We're good. Akihiro, chill out. What's the vibe, though?
Well, we're doing a whole lot of fucking waiting. The hunt isn't even open. And I would have really fucking liked it, honestly, if you missed the first half of it.
You wanted me to miss I mean, I can leave. I can bounce. Like, I got other shit I could be doing. So.
You know you can't leave. And you know that you must know something.
I mean, I know people tell me that I yeah, shit's always going on. It's always fucking pomp and circumstance with them. I don't give a fuck. Well, if you want me here, I'm gonna be here. But if you don't want me here, then I'm just gonna fuck off.
It's not my. There's no opinion of mine that could ever influence you being here or not. And I'm not just saying that because I fucking hate you.
On the same. Okay. That make you feel good?
We are just waiting around. For what?
Look, nigga, I just got here. I don't know. No one's told me anything. All right, chill out. It's fine. They got labels on any of these bags?
I forgot. Just
You forgot? That's insane, I think, that you forgot. It's like, I die if I can't drink, so, like...
I forgot that you are
Yeah.
a fucking Ventru Antitribu and you drink bagged blood.
Yeah. And it's convenient.
It's just fucking disgrace.
Okay, Akihiro, whatever. I'm gonna find a drink. You can piss your fucking pants or whatever.
Can't do that. So,
You can't do that? Are you scared?
and as just as this conversation happens, you're looking for a drink. The doors, again, latecomer upon latecomer, open. And the visage of the Empress of New Jersey confuses you. She's wearing what just seems to be athleisure. She seems to be flush, out of breath, but that's the annoying thing about the Arc of Eternity. These motherfuckers think that they're alive. This is the eternal life that they were promised. So they eat food. Some of them can walk out during the day. They have sex. They drink alcohol, do drugs, pretend to be artists. The Empress of New Jersey looks young. She looks like maybe a mid-20s young woman. Feng is her name. And to be fair, she dresses like this often. Oh, sorry everybody for being late. You know, I can make all the excuses up in the world that I could, but the surprise that I have for all of you is immense. Let's gather around. Let's gather around. The music softens. All of you, well, it's more of a threat than of anything because the huntsman shepherds all of you around like sheep. I know it's been long awaited. I know the hunt has not quite happened, but I have such a delightful surprise. I have a decree. And this is characteristic of the Archbishop of New Jersey. Just someone put upon, seemingly unassuming, this young girl. It's annoying. It's strange. It's comforting. It's pleasurable. It depends. She raises her arms out to the world, to all of you. You may have heard by now, but if you didn't, the Tremere of New York have commit heresy against us, blaming us for sudden and new populations of Duskborn into the city. And so the children are marked to die. They disgrace our rights. They bury those alive with no purpose, no intention for greater being, for greater life. They blame us for the atrocities they are creating themselves. For what purpose? For what lost, sorry purpose? To create that stone which will subjugate all of us. I make the decree, Canaanites. We will welcome the orphans of New York across the river. The Tremere of New York must be punished, must be made an example of. You can kind of feel at the same time the Tremere anti-tribute, the Tremere within the Sabbat are all around you. Make a bit of a face, but only that of fear of something new coming for them. Not that they have done anything in particular, but who's to say? She continues. I bring you the Prince of Trespassers, the Lazaran man, he who baptizes with wine, the Son of God. I bring you Jesus Christ. In front of all of you, the Empress of New Jersey stands, and then with a flourish, she has no cape with which to make this gesture, but she points to behind her, the long corridor with which this Jesus Christ is supposed to appear. All of you with your different preconceived notions, what is historically accurate and inaccurate, what is common in American portrayals of Jesus Christ from your imagination, from your memory. Average height, long-haired, scraggly, white man walks through the doors. If there could be revulsion, if there could be a small pit of vomit and bile, something of disgust through all of you, perhaps there could. But he looks out in wonderment. Looks at the goblets of blood. Looks at the people and the way that they dress. He walks out with his hands out, and without asking, begins to wade through this crowd, touching people's arms, almost as if he is wading through some kind of sea. The four of you, he passes you. Do you allow him to touch you?
Yes, but I would like to make a sense the beast check, please.
Okay.
That's 3 successes.
Absolutely. It is, you are looking for hostility, or what, can you tell me specifically what you're looking for in this?
Just kind of like the vibe, and also is, what is Jesus Christ? What like, is he one of us? Is he mortal? What is...
He is a vampire.
Okay.
He is young. But somehow through this check, through this sensing of his beast, for whatever reason, you see a great wolf and a great legion of not demons or anything like that, but just spirits, pieces of what you would have heard to be the jagged bits and pieces of vampires. Their spirits, their souls, their hearts, towering from behind him, as if there is truly something great about this unassuming, disgusting creature. He touches you. It is gentle, but his fingers are calloused and yellowed at the fingertips. And he wades past you, almost as if you a part of this great ocean. And that is not how you, Carbon, view yourself. Sal, Candy, King.
I let him touch me. And I watch him like you would watch a stranger on the bus. When you can't quite tell if there's something wrong or something wonderful about to happen.
When he touches
And
you...
just... No, please.
When he touches you, he looks up at you almost as if a sudden shock goes through him, and just delight on his face.
Oh, this motherfucker crazy.
He passes Sal and Candy, reaching out to touch.
Absolutely the fuck not.
You back away. And he laughs. And then Sal.
I step back just a little bit. It's reflexive, the same way Candy's is. But I'm watching him the same... not in the same way King is. More like he's a wild animal.
He gets to just the fingertips on top of your forearm. And he wades through the last of all of you. And you're noticing there are 13 people in this circle with which this so-called Jesus Christ has waded through. Carbon, you're seeing that tattooed motherfucker from the Church of Baal and the woman standing next to him. And people, the four of you are also seeing that completely robed figure standing there, and some other people. There's someone entirely dressed in leather. There's someone wearing what seems to be a nun habit, but also this intricate series of locks, almost as if a corset all around her. There is someone whose face is completely flayed off of his body, and Candy, you would know that to be skin graft, the Nosferatu in your club, the Club of Fracture. The 13 of you find yourselves here, and the Empress just crying. It is like they said, it is like he has foretold. Jesus, will you name your apostles? And this performance, this strange meeting, whatever this is supposed to be, the excited, scraggly white man just like turns around and feels almost like Reiki, like feels the energy around everyone and just puts his fingers through his hair. You are Matthew. And he puts a hand on Akihiro. And you are Jude. And you are Simon the Zealot. He reaches out to the person entirely wearing leather. And you are Thomas. He reaches out to the tattooed man. And he begins to just, almost as if there is this supernatural sense he is getting off of everyone, and he turns to Candy, and you are Simon Peter. And you've denied me that first time. And he goes to Carvin, and you are as beautiful as I remember. You are John. And he goes to Sal. And you are James, the great, you two brothers, sons of thunder, and you are... there must be Mary Magdalene, there must be someone. And he points to Pauline, the already veiled short woman. And you, the hand reaching out for some kind of energy, some aura reading thing, reaching out to King. And you are Judas.
Oh, I'm gonna eat you. I'm gonna eat you. But I love playing along. So yeah, let's do it.
All of you. You were put into this room for me. You were born for me. And we will drink of the wine and eat of the flesh. And it will be so brilliant. I rose 3 days after I collapsed. And I fed on the flesh and the blood and the skin of a lichen. And you can feel my power. I know you can. I have eaten. I have partaken, and I will show all of you the true hope of glory. All of you. I will do this for you as you will do it for me. And you will show me the ways. You will show me your ways, for I have been born hour over second, over millisecond, over and over again. And I love you. And I love all of you. There is to be a great feast. There is to be a great something for all of us. The Empress of New Jersey puts her hand on the back of Jesus. The feast is for you, my lord, first. And there's a voice behind you, Candy. Nancy, the baby doll, in her new dress, no longer covered in blood. What? And the man who names himself so Jesus grabs onto Nancy's face and bites her nose off. And all of the vessels and all of their pretty costumes scream in realization this isn't the sexy kind of vampire party. There is a lunatic that begins to run and chase after them through long underground corridors as if he were a minotaur in the labyrinth. Foaming, crunching sounds. Ah! And it is laughing and it is crying at the same time. It is reveling. It is prayer. After one echoing crack in the hallway, he screams, "Thank you!" And he continues running. And it is silent, and there are little sweaty footprints and running around and people screaming out into the distance. Huntsman and coin purse close the doors. The Empress wipes her tears, composes herself, So, you must all have questions.
When
So
can we
many,
start?
my lady.
Somehow he chooses them well. The Empress of New Jersey just doesn't touch your skin, Carbon, but just almost cups the air around your mask. You can feel her warmth. So here's the deal. We know that there's been a problem. The Tremere have been dumping their waste out, and they've been trying to bury the evidence and try to pin it on us. And, it's not been a pretty truce, but it's been a pretty peaceful one at that, and I'm calling the line right there. And that points down the long corridor where Jesus maims and slays vessels for the blood feast. Is our chance at getting back at them. When I found him, he did destroy a werewolf by himself. I don't know how. I don't know how the fuck a fledgling could even possibly get his hands on any kind of equipment, but he just did that by himself. So whoever blessed that freak also blessed him with a strong sense of Catholicism. So, that was all just kind of a show for him. Here's the real job. All of you will be, and sorry, putting down roots in Jersey City for, we'll call it a couple weeks. There's a reason that 2 of you were called from each of your churches. Sorry to call it churches, but just to be colloquial. And you're going to show Jesus Christ the ropes. You're going to play along. You're going to smile and be happy about it. You can bitch and moan all you want as long as he can't hear you. And he can hear very well. And once he gets good and nice and juicy for all of us, the 13 of you, that's the 13, because he told me there has to be a Mary Magdalene. So Pauline, it might be a little rough for you, but can you handle it? Pauline just nods wordlessly. When he gets back at the Tremere, all of you will get to have first takings. Everybody coming around now?
Oh, I've been sold. You mean we just got to follow little white Jesus all the for a couple of weeks? Watch him fuck shit up and then we get to kill him? Yeah, sure, why not?
Fine. I'm not a fan, but I can play the part.
Come on, Candy, you're a real good actress.
Shut up, Sal.
And, Carbon, don't actually fall in love with him, or I will kill you. All of you have a job, and I need to see all of you with a piece of Jesus by the end of this time period, okay? If anyone neglects what they're supposed to be promising to the actual Empress of New Jersey, you know what'll happen. This is a gift to all of you. And I don't need to hear thank yous. I don't need to hear any gratitude or anything like that. I just need you to know that this is the result. He will do it for us. We reap the rewards. Now, he did also say one more thing. King, Sal, Candy, and Carbon, come with me. The robed figure begins to hurriedly step forward to almost even dare to touch the Empress of New Jersey. And as they rush, what you begin to see is just the mask, or rather the hood of the robe, begin to slip away just a little bit. And there is this muscular East Asian person with this like very handsome face and blonde hair and this undercut. I think there's some kind of misunderstanding. The Empress turns around slowly, looks back over to this guest, this person. None of you have ever seen this person before. The Empress looks over her shoulder. Did I make a mistake? The robed person puts the hood back over, bows. No, my apologies. The Empress leads the four of you into another room. So here's the thing. Whether or not you guys grew up with Jesus, whatever, you must realize that everybody but King is essentially Jesus's sort of advisory council. We have James the Great, we have Simon Peter, and we have John the Beloved. And of course, Judas Iscariot. In his great vision, the four of you are to be his true teachers, be his true confidants, be the people that he learns some real things from. Everybody else is the fluff. And I think, honestly, it's because he didn't actually read what the other apostles were all about, but to be fair, none of them really had that much of personality either. This was all in his wishes. And you know, at first, I didn't really realize what the big deal was about the four of you specifically, but there was a passage that he reminded me of. And she pulls out this entirely white book. And when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for such things must needs be, but the end shall not be yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginnings of sorrow. In those days after that tribulation, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars of heaven shall fall, and the powers that are in heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in the clouds. And then shall he send his angels, and shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from the uttermost part of the earth to the uttermost part of heaven. Verily I say unto you that this generation shall not pass till all these things be done. Our controlled apocalypse does not happen without the four of you. North, east, south wind, guiding forces, guiding spirits. The four of you will be his best goddamn friends. The Tremere will fall. Jesus Christ lives. Comments, complaints, concerns?
What fucking dumpster did you pull this dude out of?
The Pine Barrens,
Oh.
where the Jersey Devil is actually.
I'm still having a really hard time believing a drop of this.
Faithful mustard seed.
Not you two. You shut the fuck up.
Are you real about this?
I never joke about anything.
The weeds, Carbon. You must get all of your fellow confidants together and just make sure that none of you will be the weeds that gets in the way of my progress. Of Jesus Christ's progress. And you will be the true reapers out of all of this.
So what? We just hang out with this guy for a couple weeks?
Sow the seed. Watch him play.
Oh. Okay. Get his hands dirty.
Get his hands dirty.
There we go.
So how much collateral is allowed? With, baby Jesus running around.
There are two plants. He creates the biggest megachurch on the East Coast. Or he becomes a serial killer.
Either he starts a fucking mega church, or you just want him out killing people.
Whatever's the easiest to clean up. You'd be surprised either one which way. So,
I mean, gang, surely we have to say yes.
there's no other.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like, we all go in on it together. We can, I don't know, what he wants to learn from us. We can put together a curriculum or something. Do we want to trade him off on days? You get him Monday, Tuesday. Candy gets him Wednesday, Thursday. I can get him weekends. I can take him clubbing.
I'm sure you can. But I do think we should work together. Make this easier. He seems a little feral.
You'll need someone who understands the area and the road, who can also get you back and forth between places.
And I
We can
suppose
work
it's
together.
me and Judith for socializing.
Personally, I find personality hires to be quite useful.
Sal pats your back in that fraternal way, that the real big pat. You know, I think you're gonna be a personality hire for this, Carbon. I mean that in a complimentary way.
They'll just have to wait and see when I do myself all pretty like for the big day.
You are the beloved. Now, everyone's gonna be pissed. Everyone's gonna find out. So, I'm gonna tell the four of you. I'm not gonna tell everybody else. But if one less apostle comes out of this, that's the collateral. Shit like this happens. If a full monomaki comes out of it, I understand. He's coming back. Do we all know our pretty little roles? Or not?
Crystal clear, Empress.
Thank you. She opens the door to the hall, and Jesus Christ, on command, is covered in blood, hands, what seems to be his fingers pierced and dug into, just dripping red from the hands. That was amazing. And strung up, now the four of you realize, still alive, in jagged pieces, the dirty, slobbered over leftovers of Jesus Christ are the still alive mortal vessels for the remainder of the blood feast. More Cainites begin to surge through for the true party, one that can even surpass the daylight hours. Skin to skin, clothing melting off. All of you begin to become some kind of flesh mound thing together for those who participate. The last few images before we round out for tonight is the image of Jesus and the one who was named Thomas plunging his fist deep inside of Jesus's stomach. And the man named Jesus moaning as he just feels everything. And Pauline, who was now named Mary Magdalene, holds him down by his feet. And the one named Simon the Zealot takes out a great flagellating rod. And everyone melts and melts Where do we leave the four of you as you either participate, you melt away into nothingness, you become the great black sword, which is all of you? Or are you alone? Are you alone as you died, and that is how you realized you will always be alone?
I think we find King on the outside of this carnal dance, we'll call it. Watching, thinking, dreaming. There's only once in a lifetime you get to kill Jesus Christ. Unless he comes back. But that's only if he's really what his namesake claims him to be. But of course he's not. He's just another white boy, high off his own fumes. And I can't wait to watch him burn out.
From God's lips to my ears, I serve the Lord in word and deed. And this evening is no different. I wait, foot and mouth, but I also sup. Leftovers. That's good enough for now. My kingdom is found later.
Candy finds herself back into old habits. Doesn't necessarily melt, but has some fucking twink with their throat open and plucking at their vocal cords for some fine tuning. Just to get some stress off.
Sal's on the outside. I think on the opposite side of the room from King. I don't know if they see each other or not. But he's watching the other apostles. And counting off. How easy it'll be for there only to be 4. Or maybe less.
And that is the end of the premiere of Eternity in Jersey City. My name is Josephine. You can find me at Scary Dog Friend on socials. I have been your storyteller, your alchemist, empress, your Jesus Christ. You can find me here at Bad House RPG as we do more and more stuff. Again, the Twilight Vigil epilogues are up on YouTube right now to experience, as well as the first episode of Kids on the Stoop, our talkback series or review series. The first episode is with me and Fabian talking about In Memoriam. And the second episode will feature Kendo at some point. I'm going to pass it off to Bunar.
Hello, hello, I'm B, they, them, and I have been Sal, he, him, and I've had a hell of a time. You can find me at Sassy Lich everywhere, occasionally on Twitch, occasionally on other people's channels, playing pretend with all of these lovely folks. And I'm going to pass it off to Vin.
Oh my god. Again, I am Vin at VinVox and all the socials except Blue Sky, that is vinvox.com, which is also my website because I'm a voice actor. You can find my studio specs, my resume, contacts, da-da-dee-dee-da. I'm just floating around on the internet, you guys. What about you, Kendo? What are you doing?
What am I doing? Well, I can tell you that you can find me everywhere on the internet that matters at Kendo Makes Films. If you go to try to find me there, and I'm not there, I'm sorry. You're somewhere that doesn't matter that much. Find a better place. And if you want to listen to me do more cool horror actual play stuff, you can find my work at Tales Yet Told, where you can listen. Well, you can listen to it wherever you get your podcasts, and you can find it on the internet. That matter, it places on the internet at Tales Yet Told or at talesyettold.com. Yeah, I'm also in some other stuff, but if you want to know where that is, follow me probably on Blue Sky, because that's where I post the most about it. But hey, Wes, what are you doing?
Way too much. Hi, my name is Wes Franks. My pronouns are they, them. You can find me online at carrion-comfort.com. That's my website. That's my Blue Sky. Also, you can find me at Carrion Comfort other places. You just don't have to look too hard. I do the Zine Club with +1 EXP, so please check us out. We have 2 games coming out this month, 4 Rebellion by Leon Richardson, and we have Chain Link by Ethan Yin. So if you didn't grab Chain Link from Gen Con, you can get it now. Also, I am one of the co-hosts of the Gauntlet podcast, 2nd edition, over with the Gauntlet. So you can go ahead and hop in their Patreon for $2 a month, and you can listen to a bunch of episodes. There's episodes with a couple of folks from Bad House RPG on there that you can listen to, or we talk about actual play. It's pretty great. And there's going to be some other great episodes coming up. That's me.
Bye.